In 2018, The Ringer put together this article saying, meet the 2023 NBA All-Stars, trying to predict what the league was going to look like in 5 years. And I absolutely love articles like this. I might make a video soon where I try to predict the All-Stars for the next 3 seasons and come back to that video to see if I'm correct. But let's see what they get right and wrong. I mean, I'm looking at the picture and they already got one thing wrong because they got Ben Simmons here. So far on the graphic, you know, 3 or 4 is not bad. But Ben Simmons being here is kind of crazy because that mean they think that Ben Simmons is supposed to be like a staple, making the All-Star game forever. And it felt like that, you know, earlier in Ben's career. About 2018, Ben was popping. I mean, Ben made All-NBA team. People forget about that. But obviously in 2023, I'd be surprised if he got 3 votes between the fans, the media, the players. Nobody voted for Ben Simmons. The article came out in 2018. I don't even know how we tackle something like this. Do we just read the article and see what they're right and wrong about? Predicting the future is an exercise in futility, but also humanity. I'm already out of the range of my understanding. There is nothing more human than having the audacity to assume we know what the future holds. It's stupid, it's fun, it's terrifying, all true. Let me see something very quick.
Prognostication.
Prognostication. Okay, now that I know what that word means. I know what that means. The action of foretelling. Okay, I know that. Prognostication will point us in the direction where basketball is heading. So what they did is they asked the statistician Zach Cram to create something of the All-Star roster since the millennium, breaking down the age demographics of each year and finding consistencies over the past 18 seasons. The All-Star game roster, like everything else, shows distinct patterns over time. And through these statisticians' 18-year research, it says 5 players are currently in their teens. This is him talking about his 2023 ballot all the way in 2018. 20 players, half the selection, are in the 20 to 24 age range. 6 of them are 25 to 29, and 1 of them is in their 30s. 1 of them is in their 30s. I mean, if you look at the All-Star rosters right now, you got, of course, KD is in his 30s. Jrue Holiday is in his 30s. Who else is in their 30s? Oh man, let me go look at the rosters because I'm obviously bugging. Yes, it's right. It's just Jrue Holiday, LeBron, Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Those are the 4 players in the NBA that are over the age of 30 that made the All-Star game this year. But he is also saying the same thing that we said, that it's hard to fit the parameters of this because we have people like LeBron and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, who even in 2018, though we knew that they was going to be old, we still assumed that those dudes was going to be nice because they're all-time legends, all-time greats. This is interesting though. Since 2000, only a third of the given year's roster has participated in an All-Star game 5 years earlier. Y'all know it. Listen, the brother struggle reading. I ate his legs and all that stuff. He kicking my butt. So whenever we do something like this, we're reading the article. Please be calm. I know I'm an L reader, but let me do what I got to do. Which means we can reasonably assume that only 8 players from this year's lot will be with us in 2023 in the 2023 journey. And I don't even remember what the 2018 All-Star game looked like, but he is saying only 8 players from that. If we thinking about the math compared to this, it's going to be the case. And the point of this exercise isn't to nail the picks 24 for 24, but of what makes the roster selection such a fascinating archival document is how it rewards unlikely success. Who could have predicted that the Hawks had 4 All-Stars in 2015? If you knew that and you didn't put money on it, you was crazy because the odds of that had to be ridiculous. Who could have predicted Victor Oladipo making the biggest leap of his career? Good response. I mean, for this year's example, Larry Marketing. I mean, it's a very similar thing. Victor Oladipo was in Miami. Not Miami. He's in Miami now. He was in Orlando, and then he was in OKC, and it took his 3rd team for him to make the most improved list and to make an All-Star game. And it's basically what we're seeing from Larry Marketing, from the Chicago Bulls to Cleveland Cavaliers and then Utah Jazz. All right, here are my 2023 All-Stars broken down by the 4 demographic ranges, teens, yada, 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 listed above. Conference divisions and possible player movement were not taken into account because a lot of that can happen in 5 years. So we'll stick with this right here. I'm not going to scroll down any further because I don't want no spoilers. So he thought by the age of 22, RJ Barrett would have blossomed into an All-Star. And as of right now, that has not happened. RJ got a bag this offseason, but wasn't even on the outside of the All-Star game, like not even a consideration. He had 2 players above him on his own team that got genuine All-Star consideration, and RJ wasn't one of them. Luka Doncic, absolute lock. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, Luka was, 18 years old when this article was written, and everybody knew that he would be an All-Star as long as he stayed healthy. And that's that. DeAndre Ayton, 24 years old, not even on the cusps of an all-star appearance. Also, like RJ Barrett, got a big old bag this offseason. Michael Porter Jr., this guy had to know about the history of injury of Michael Porter Jr., but he definitely could know that last year that Michael Porter Jr. was going to basically miss the entire season. But he hasn't blossomed there. But Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic, so he shoots 2 for 5 on this one, thinking about the team selection. And honestly, the team selection is the hardest part, because we can see a player have an amazing 19-year-old season or 18-year-old season, 20-year-old season, but by the time they're 23, 24, 25, they could have plateaued or not reached the potential we thought they could have got based on the rookie or sophomore year. Good write-up right here. Doncic is the best player on a dominant team in the Spanish ABC. A point guard with a bully wing body with all the vision, instinct, touch, poise, and competitive nature you'll want from a steely veteran, let alone 18-year-old. I mean, that's a good write-up of what we're seeing from Luka Doncic today. So that's a dub. And he looked at Michael Porter Jr., of course, being the number 2 prospect. Oh, wait. This came out in 2018. I keep forgetting. Like, 2018 is such a long time ago. So Michael Porter Jr. is the number 2 player in this class, high school class, and RJ was number 1. So we kind of just went that route. Barrett might be the best Canadian basketball prospect ever. Dang, that's crazy. Aiden is okay. So Aiden is doing his thing. He's invited comparisons to all of your favorite 90s throwback players, Shaq, Robinson, and Ewing. He ain't been nowhere near those dudes. He's still built like David Robinson as far as them big old shoulders. He ain't got nowhere near this. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Notable omissions: Marvin Bagley III. Yeah, good thing you didn't put Marvin Bagley III on here. He did not have Zion. I ain't think about that. He didn't have Zion, and the hype for Zion was ridiculous at this point. He's a number 2 recruit in 2018, who might be the biggest basketball hoop mixtape phenom since Thon Maker. He left off camera, and it's good. Yeah, because those guys are not even close. I mean, with those things considered, he guessed 5 players that eventually went on to get max contracts. You know what I'm saying? All of them ain't blossom into the All-Stars. But you think about the notable omissions: Marvin Bagley ain't nowhere near no max contract. Cam Reddish ain't nowhere near no max contract. Zion is the obvious one. He's like, damn, I wish I would have put Zion in there instead of Michael Porter Jr. or RJ Barrett. But so far, I gotta admit, he's doing a pretty solid job. Remember, we're talking 5 years in the future. All right, so let's get to our 20 to 24 list. He's got Brandon Ingram, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Nikola Jokic, Kristaps Porzingis, Karl-Anthony Towns, Giannis, Embiid, Bradley Beal, and Anthony Davis. Okay, so again, we're only basing it off this season. He got 1 right in Donovan Mitchell, 2 right in Nikola Jokic, 3 right, 4 right. He got 4 right, 4 out of 12. Not the greatest, but he did name people like Devin Booker. If Devin Booker stayed healthy, Devin Booker's an all-star. If Brandon Ingram stayed healthy, he would have been on the cusp of an all-star appearance. But like, I'm giving him a pass on Book because that's right. I even give him a pass on Karl-Anthony Towns because Karl-Anthony Towns, when healthy, is in the conversation every single year. Bradley Beal, another dude who's in the conversations usually. And Anthony Davis, if he stayed healthy, he's right. So I'm gonna give him Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, Mitchell, and Booker. I'll give him those 6 because those are right. The other dudes, Jamal Murray, a miss, coming back from his injury. He's been really good as of recently. Ben Simmons, a miss. Obvious reasons. Porzingis, miss, not even in really conversations. Bradley Beal wasn't even really in conversations either. But not too bad in this portion either. It's hard not to think linearly when we're gawking. See, this man is putting these words, gawking at the early superstar ascension of players like Mitchell and Simmons. The biggest takeaways with this list is there's no traditional point guards along the 12. I've already seen a name right there. Dennis Smith Jr., Lonzo Ball, De'Aaron Fox, all considered. De'Aaron Fox was a pick this season. Wouldn't been mad if you had him, man. But Lonzo and Dennis Smith Jr., neither of them have blossomed to be near all-star level. Get well soon, though, but man, not all-star level. In the near future, wouldn't it be shocking to see Doncic and Barrett spend time at the point guard? Right about Doncic, wrong about Barrett. Ooh, 25 to 29 range, right about Kyrie, wrong about Oladipo, wrong about Kawhi injuries, wrong about Harden. I'm giving you a point because Harden should have been in there. So on this one, you did a damn good job. Predicting these older dudes who were to make it, you did a really good job. And I actually misinterpreted this up here because this was based on 2018. 5 players that are in their teens currently. I misinterpreted that. So only 1 player that was in their 30s then, and that had to be Bron. But yeah, this list right here, really solid, bro. This is really solid. Got VO wrong. Thought VO was gonna continue to ascend. He did not. But this is pretty good because Kawhi is not an all-star, but he plays at an all-star level, so that's not bad. Omitting Jimmy Butler, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George. I mean, you was 2-1 on that one by admitting those dudes. Paul George made it this season, of course. And the 30 plus, of course, is LeBron James. Yeah. That was actually pretty good for 5 years down the line. That was really good for 5 years down the line. I cannot be mad at it whatsoever. So if you see articles, and for it being 5 years down the line, I think he did an amazing job. I can't even lie. If you see articles like this where it's trying to predict the future of the NBA, please hit me up and send them to me because this was a lot of fun.